Hi everyone, Teresa Aker here from Success Diaries with Teresa Aker. It's my pleasure today to introduce you to Nicole Lite. How you doing, Nicole?
I'm really well. Thank you so much for asking. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. I'm going to just
Thanks.
read quickly. Nicole guides women through energy alchemy to reclaim their magic, voice, and divine feminine fire. I like that because this show is about empowering people, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody else and everyone. But it's mostly about success stories and how people help each other. So thank you for coming today. So let's talk about how this all got started. How did you get into this?
Well, I was always really, really drawn into energy work. Well, I shouldn't say always. Once I started this journey, which was around 2018, I became really attracted to Reiki healing and just the mysteries of energy and the capacity to help heal yourself and others. Um, I had been doing Reiki for a while, and then unfortunately, I had been let go from my job, which was a legal assistant.
Oh,
I
okay.
was working in New York City as a legal assistant, but I took that being let go as a sign that it was now my time to kind of hone in on my healing gifts and become and start my journey in entrepreneurship. However, I became ill with breast cancer and lymphoma simultaneously. And so that kind of, not kind of, it absolutely shifted everything for me. And I then had to put myself in the first seat and take care of my healing journey and move forward. So I will say that although not pleasant, my cancer journey was absolutely the catalyst to show me so many elements of my own life and how I wasn't really living life to its fullest at all. I was just more in survival mode and not thriving. So consequently, um, my healing gifts amplified because what happened was just by virtue of me, receiving more healing and me calling in more of my own power and actively participating in other programs to help me on my own spiritual path, and also receiving a stem cell transplant to cure my lymphoma, my DNA and everything just shifted. And so my healing gifts amplified. And now I no longer utilize Reiki to be a catalyst for other people and women and transmit energies to them. I use the energies that I can channel from the divine in order to help them shift into their highest timelines. It's been a really beautiful mission, beautiful journey so far. And it's just been amazing to connect with women and help them shift and release energies no longer serving them, helping call in their inner power, their connection to themselves, their sensuality, their power, their voice, basically all of the things that I knew and saw within myself that I was holding back. And now I'm that catalyst for other women to help call in their highest timelines, helping them become everything that they're supposed to be.
What an amazing journey, Nicole. So first, I am sorry that you got cancer, but can I ask, are we in remission? How are you doing now?
We are in remission.
Oh,
Thank
I'm
God.
so happy to hear that. I truly, truly, my prayers go out to you. I'm very happy you're okay.
Thank you. Thank you so
Absolutely. It's
much.
a scary journey, and that's for sure. However, as you said, from that journey, you were able to find yourself and find your healing abilities. I know other people who've done stem cell research and actually had stem cell uh, therapy or whatever you call it to the body. And that's what you had, or have you just looked into it?
I wouldn't say therapy. I had a complete transplant, so it was, you know, having my son be my donor and having this whole process of, extracting his blood and having it processed and extracting the stem cells from his blood so he
Oh,
could infuse them into me. It was a pretty incredible and just like awe-struck kind of experience because it's just what they can do in the medical field right now is just incredible. But so it basically, his cells and my cells are now one. I mean, there's still kind of like, I wouldn't say a battle of the cells, but I would pretty much assume that my DNA has become his. It's kind of incredible because at some point I was an A positive blood type, and no, I'm lying. He's the A positive and I'm the A negative. So now I'm pretty certain that I am now A negative. It's incredible. But his immune system, my immune system was not obviously doing its job in eradicating my lymphoma. So it was important that I have someone else's immune system and their DNA to help kind of mesh into mine to help eradicate the lymphoma within my body. It's just incredible what they can do. But yes, we are now in remission.
I'm so happy for you. And your son absolutely was there for your life. That's what a beautiful gift. What a beautiful gift. That's
It,
amazing. Nicole,
it
thank you for
was
sharing that part. Now,
absolutely.
if we can, let's talk about the Reiki and your healing and what you do with people, how you help them. And now I always say from adversity, I certainly had my own journey as well. There are positive things. It's hard to believe while you're going through it, but there are positive things that come from it. I truly believe that. That's my opinion. And I've certainly seen it in my own life, and you've seen it in yours. So let's talk about how you're able to help other people now.
Well, firstly, the empathy factor and how I'm able to really hold space, genuine space for someone that's not only obviously experiencing cancer, but any type of life transformation, something that has shifted them and really jolted somebody. So I am definitely a really empathic space holder. On the energetic level, though, I am able to really release heavy emotions within someone's body because emotions do get stored in your body. And if they are not processed or released, they can fester up and become disease in your body. So I feel it's very important to help someone just release that energetic imprint within their chakras or their physical body, to help them be liberated, to feel free, and to live with that disease. Um, so I hold space on a one-on-one level. I love to walk with someone on a one-on-one. I'll walk with them through the journey if they so desire, meaning more than one session and a whole journey. I offer circles where it's a group of women or men coming together and doing a group healing on them. And that's the beauty of the energy, that it's not just able to reach just one individual. It has the capacity and power to reach multiple people simultaneously. Um, I have programs, healing programs that I offer as well. And just branching out now into other arenas and playing with what the universe has in store for me. But it's been very exciting and beautiful. Um, I did co-author a book called She Defies, where there are about 36 different women that were sharing different stories of transformation and adversity and how they have come out on the other side and kicked butt on their challenges and have, just inspiring other people. That was a beautiful project to be a part of. Um, it is my wish to facilitate retreats in the future and to conduct one of my biggest passions as of late, well, that's a lie. It's been kind of a couple years in the making, but rose healings, because the rose has the highest vibration and frequency in healing. So, like coupling the beauty of the rose and the power of the rose and laying that on their physical body and then sending out the energy to them, it's like my little girl is dancing, basically, because it's just the most magical and beautiful facilitation
So
ever.
are you saying rose, like a rose that you put on people and then it,
Yes.
I've never heard of that before.
Taking like an actual rose and peeling the petals and laying that on their body. Ooh, it's just gives you all the goosies. But yes, it's so gorgeous. I just had facilitated one a week ago. It was so magical, but you could feel the frequency of the rose, and it's just the vibration is beautiful. But it does have a very high healing frequency, just as rose oil does, or the rose quartz crystal. But the rose petal and the rose is just, it is very high in its healing frequency. So that coupled with actual sending out and transmitting energy is just like the most beautiful recipe for healing.
So is it
So
just the rose that does that or other plants and
there
flowers
are
you
other
use?
plants and flowers that
Okay.
have high healing frequencies. It's just I'm highly attracted to the rose, and I mean, oh, just the scent of it and all of it, and I just,
Oh, roses are my favorite. They absolutely are, especially
yeah,
red rose. I love red roses. Well, I actually love pink roses too. So,
they're beautiful. They
yeah.
are so intensely just spectacular.
I actually saw multicolor rose. I had only seen it once in my life, a multicolor. So blue, I think it's blue, yellow, red, all these different colors in one rose. It was fabulous.
I've seen that before. That's beautiful. I
Yeah.
love when they do that. It's so
So
beautiful.
beautiful. So, okay, so I had never heard of that before. So you've taught me something else. So when you're doing the healing with people and you're doing their journey, they're having emotional times.
Yes.
So if we could circle back, you talked about moving the body and getting those pockets of emotion out. And what I'm wondering sometimes if people get illnesses because it is manifesting in their bodies, because there is so much trauma or drama or in the body, they haven't been able to move that out, the emotion. Perhaps they pushed it down and all of that. Now, I'm not saying I'm not certainly not a doctor or a counselor, but I would think that over time it does affect your body because if you put enough strain, as they say on the crane, something's going to break, right?
Absolutely. You, it's not advantageous to suppress your emotions. It
I
really,
agree.
whether it's energy healing or some other modality that someone resonates with, it's super important for someone to address their emotions because they don't go away. They just amplify. The more you actually push an emotion and suppress it away, the universe will have its way and bring it back over and over again until you address it. It's
I
just a matter of being aware. Some people are not aware at all.
I agree with that. You know where it affected me was in grief when I lost my husband. But prior to that, I had lost my mother years and years ago, but we were at that point not close. It just happened to be that way. And I don't think I ever really processed it. When my husband passed away, it was devastating. But you know what? My mom's grief came up at that time. It was very strange. All of a sudden, all of that came up, and I was mourning her as well, where I wasn't able to do that before. So I agree with that. You hold in things that you shouldn't, and it comes out later. And my grief was, I think, tenfold because had sat there for so long, and it just kind of everything came out. So absolutely, Nicole. And so I've had family members that have been through cancer and different illnesses that they've gotten, and they all swear by the same thing. You need support during those times, but you need to go within. And perhaps that's the universe's way, in a very hard way, to say you need to stop what you're doing and rethink, recalibrate your life. Because whatever journey you're on, this is not good. You need to change it now so that you can have a better path. Would you agree with that?
Not even 100%, but maybe 1,000,000%. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I absolutely. It's a wake up call.
Yeah.
on a many multiple layers. It's a wake-up call for the physical aspect of you, the spiritual, the emotional, the energetic aspects of you. It's not just paying attention to the physical aspects of cancer. It's definitely like honing in now on cleaning up your space in all ways,
Yeah.
cleaning up, your mind, your soul, cleaning away also the exterior nonsense and noise from your life and getting clear. It's so multifaceted, but I mean, I am blessed enough, and so are the people in your world that have come out on the other side and are still here with us. But it is, you know, mm, it's hard to call it a gift, but it is a gift. I feel like I'm not happy that I had cancer, but I am
No, of course not.
very blessed to be here and happy for the experience that I am here now to. I have had the blessing of learning and coming out on the other side and seeing all the ways that I wasn't living properly, and so I've learned so many things, and now I really feel I'm here to help other people move through that as well, but not just cancer,
Yeah.
you know, but
Yeah.
any life experience, but certainly cancer included. But yes, it is a gift in a sense.
So let's talk about your book collaboration. You mentioned that. So the different authors with different stories.
Yes.
Was that during your journey then, Nicole? Was that this journey or after?
I wrote this on the back end of this particular journey. So I wrote this about a year ago, and it came out in January. So yes, my focus was all about this aspect of my journey and coming out after my stem cell transplant and the recovery and what helped me get through it and what I learned as a result of it. So it was definitely a heartfelt share and something I felt that could help women kind of put their big girl panties on and kind of move forward and like
Yeah,
kick whatever it is they're going through in the butt, and just kind of come out on the other side feeling victorious. That was my goal anyway.
I like that. And I want to say kudos to your doctor, all the doctors and the medical staff that took care of you and who continue to do that amazing research and development and taking care of patients. They are doing cancer, any kind of disease, but our technology has come so far and our research has come so far that they are saving lives, certainly not me,
I
they are
agree.
saving lives. And wow, good for them. And thank them very much. We thank
Oh
them.
yes, I was very blessed. I had a really, really
Yeah.
incredible team.
That's wonderful. Now,
Still do.
let's talk about, do you do courses? Like I know you do therapy classes. Do you do courses on any of these things that you're doing, like Reiki or with healing?
I don't teach it, but I do have a program called the Reclamation of the Divine Feminine, and it's a 7-week program, and it's geared towards focusing on one specific week towards different chakras that are holding stored emotions and
Yeah.
helping a woman. It's for women. Um,
Yeah.
Helping a woman come into like releasing their throat chakra and coming out and expressing themselves without fear. So working in conjunction with the throat and the solar plexus, which is holding on to the fear and confidence and power. So it's helping release all those dense energies stored in those chakras and helping them show up as powerful and authentic in their, expressing their desires and their authenticity. That's just one week. Another week would be the heart chakra and releasing, sadness and trauma and lack of self-love and just self-abandonment, coming back to their hearts and filling their cup up and helping them receive more love, more joy, more peace, more abundance. Yeah, this course just lights me up like a Christmas tree because I just want to help women, come back to the wholeness of who they are and find even more magic within themselves because they've suppressed aspects of themselves for so long for fear that they would not be accepted as they are. And I speak this way because I know that it's true because I am that person myself. I
Well,
am the muse.
you're very calm, Nicole. You're a very calm, nice person. And I can see that you would be very soothing for your patients, for your clients that are with you. So very nice. So
Thank
I would
you.
ask you if you could give, let's say, 3 tips to people going through traumatic times right this moment. Would there be anything you could share with us that would help them?
3 tips.
And I know I'm putting you on the spot, but if
It's
even if it's,
okay.
3 just quick, nice things that would maybe help them get through the difficult times.
The first thing I would do is to get clear on your exterior and who is in your corner. And like I mentioned before, um, clean up shop and make sure you're surrounded by only positive energy. You cannot afford at this time to take in other people's negative energy. So it is my request that you clean shop and just lovingly release these people that don't have your best interests and just don't actually exude positive energy. You don't need it. Um, and you don't need to take that on. The second thing I would say is to get a really, really good support system around you. That's kind of on the back end of the first, but spiritually as well. Soothing your spiritual self is so paramount. I heavily dealt and was fed constant reassurance from soul sisters. Connecting to God was incremental. Um, Praying to God, praying to my angels, very, very important to me. So I felt fed at all times. Open yourself up to receiving divine guidance and inspiration. Third,
You're doing so well.
thank you. Thank you. Um, I guess this goes without saying, but clean up your diet and keep
Sure.
your channel clean, just as much as you can. Clean up the junk. Don't feed your vessel junk because it's super important that you are as clear as possible. Um, but I feel like there's definitely more to say. But those are the three first
No,
things that kind of come out to me. You're like, we're not going to be here all day, Nicole. Three is just
oh, no, not at all. I could listen to you talk all day, Nicole. That's not a problem. No, no.
fine.
I'm very grateful that you came on. You can keep talking. No problem. We learn from each other, Nicole. That's the whole point here. It's to the point I did with the show when I started it was to help people bring on guests who've been through I've had some people who've been through some very traumatic times that I'm not so sure I would have got through. And they were able to share their stories and help other people who were going through traumatic time. And I think it's so important to share that story that you have, Nicole, because it may not be you at the moment. It may not be a viewer at the moment, but maybe down the road, someone they know, or they've been through something they didn't know if they were going to make it. And
Right.
so all of these things matter. And I think the universe has opened up so much more to kindness and understanding, especially during these times.
I agree. I
Yeah.
mean, and
So,
thank you for that. Thank
yeah.
you.
So if somebody wanted to reach you right now, Nicole, what would be the best place to reach you?
I would, I'd say first and foremost, reach me on Instagram.
Okay.
My handle is the Sacred Rose Alchemist on Instagram. I am also on Facebook as Nicole Lite,
Yes.
and I have email as well. So that's also a really great way to reach out to me. Uh, I'm wondering, Sacred Rose Alchemist. I don't think I put the Sacred Rose Alchemist at gmail.com. That's also another avenue to reach me. But I am very, very receptive to warm welcomes. I love connecting with women and men. So I highly encourage anyone to reach out to me for whatever reason you might wish to. I also offer half-hour complimentary
Mhm.
sessions to just connect with people and to help read their chakras and their body, to let them know where they might be holding on to any type of emotional resistance and just heaviness. So I just love connecting with people. So I encourage that as well. And that link is on my milkshake on my Instagram.
Oh, perfect. And
So
so I'll make
schedule.
sure you'll send all of that over to me. I'll make sure it's
Okay.
in the show notes. So that's no problem, honestly. So everyone that wants to reach out to you will be able to do that, Nicole. So thank you so much.
Of
I want to
course.
thank you
Thank you.
for coming on the show today because you gave your heartfelt story and you're helping people. And, it's so great to know there's people out there. Now, do you happen to have your book in front of you? If not, it's okay, but do you have it in front of you?
I do not.
No
No, I
problem.
do.
Could you just repeat the title again? I'll have it again in the show notes, but the title is,
She defies.
okay. And what we'll do, could they get it on Amazon?
Yes, it is available on Amazon and it's also on my milkshake as well. But yes, it's on Amazon.
Okay, so we'll just make sure that that's on there too, because I'm sure people want to hear the rest of the heartfelt stories along with yours in the book.
Yes, there are amazing stories in that
Yeah,
anthology.
wonderful. So thank you again so much for coming on today, Nicole. I appreciate that. To everyone, this was Nicole Light. Go ahead to her Facebook channel. Go take a look at her book on Amazon. You have such a warm heart, and I'm very grateful that you came on today.
Thank you so much for having me. It was such an honor and a pleasure. Very,
My
very grateful for you. Thank you.
You're lovely. And to everyone else, this is Teresa Aker from Success Diaries with Teresa Aker. I do hope you're having a great day. Do subscribe to my channel. I appreciate that. Have a great day, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Bye-bye now.